There are nights when you sit in silence amid layers of heavy thoughts and wonder why your life has had to pass through such winding paths. But today, I want you to understand that not a single step of yours has ever been forgotten beneath my gaze. Before you cried your first cry, I already knew the days when you would rejoice and the seasons when you would have to learn how to rise again from pain. For I know the plans I have for you, plans for peace and not for disaster, as it is written in Jeremiah 29:11. What you call coincidence is often only a small part of a picture, too vast for your eyes to see from where you stand. I have not allowed your life to drift like a leaf in a directionless wind. Every encounter, every door that closed, every time you had to wait in silence, has carried the gentle imprint of my hand. Even the dark places you once feared were not outside that loving plan. For I can make the desert bloom and turn what seemed like loss into a source of renewal for your soul. At times you think you have been left behind when you see others moving faster and receiving what they desire sooner. But my beloved child, I have never measured your journey by the clock of the world. What I am building within you is not something fleeting like the grass of the field, but a foundation deep enough to keep you standing firm through seasons of shaking. A tall house must have its foundation buried deeper beneath the ground. In the same way, the days when I allow you to pass through trials are not meant to break you, but to make your soul stronger than you ever thought it could be. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. As Isaiah 4:31 says, I see every tear you hide from everyone else. I hear even the prayers you have not yet spoken aloud, and not one of them falls to the ground in vain. I am gathering all of it together to weave a story in which in the end you will recognize that my grace has always gone before you. Step by step, remember Joseph, the one who was sold by his own brothers as though he were a thing of no worth. In human eyes, it was a tragedy and a betrayal beyond understanding, but in my hands, the years of being thrown into the pit and then living in prison became the path that led him to a position where he would save an entire people. If Joseph had seen only with human eyes, he would have thought his life was completely shattered. But I was quietly arranging every event to fulfill something far greater than he could understand at that time. You are the same, my child. There are doors I close because behind them there is no peace prepared for you. There are people who leave your life not because you are not valuable enough, but because they do not belong to the journey I am preparing. And there are seasons of loneliness I allow, so that you may learn to find your comfort in me, rather than in the world. Even in the days when you feel smallest and weakest, I am still calling your name with unchanging love. I do not see you as the world sees you. People often judge by achievement, by outward strength, or by what the eye can see, but I see your heart. I see the tenderness you still preserve in a world full of harshness. I see the times you choose forgiveness instead of bitterness. The times you keep hoping even when everything around you seems silent. These are the things that are truly beautiful before me. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. As it is written in 1 Samuel 16:7, therefore do not despise the small things you are doing with sincere love, a word of comfort you give to someone, a quiet prayer, an act of kindness no one knows about. All of it is rising like a fragrance before heaven. I also want you to remember the story of the poor widow who placed 2 small coins into the temple treasury in the eyes of others. That gift seemed insignificant compared with the great offerings around her. But I saw the whole heart behind what she gave. That woman did not give out of abundance. She gave from the very little she had. And because of that, her small offering became exceedingly precious in my sight. My child, perhaps today you think you have nothing great to offer to life, but I do not require perfection or outward splendor from you. What I seek is a heart willing to trust me in the days when no result can yet be seen. When you give me your weakness, I will turn it into strength. When you place your future in my hands, I will make a way where there seems to be no way. There will come a time when you look back and realize that the seasons of waiting were the very things that saved you from many things that did not belong to you. If I had given everything to you too soon, while your heart was not yet mature enough, that beautiful thing could have become a burden instead of a blessing. That is why I have patiently led you step by step like a father, holding the hand of a child learning to walk along a long road. There is a time appointed for everything, as it is written in Ecclesiastes 3. My timing is never late. It is only different from human impatience. And when the right hour comes, the things I have prepared for you will open naturally like flowers blooming beneath the sunlight. So today I want you to stop living in the fear that your life has lost its direction. No, my beloved child, you have never been abandoned in the midst of chaos. Even when you cannot feel me, my hand is still protecting you from things your eyes cannot see. When you sleep, I am still working. When you cry, I am still beside you. When you think you must walk alone, heaven is still quietly upholding your soul. Rest in this truth. Your life is not in the hands of chance, but in the love of the one who created you, and I will continue to lead you until everything I have promised is fully completed in your life. My beloved child, before you understood the road you were walking, I had already seen the final destination of your soul. So do not let cloudy days make you think the light has disappeared. The sun does not cease to exist simply because your eyes cannot see it for a time. In the same way, my presence has never left your life, not even for a single moment. There are seasons when you walk with a heavy heart, feeling as though every door around you has closed. But it is precisely in those quiet spaces that I am doing my deepest work. I am keeping you from things whose time has not yet come, preserving your soul from paths that could cause you to lose the peace I have planted within your heart. The Lord will fight for you. You need only be still. As it is written in Exodus 14:14, you do not have to use your own strength to open every path. What I desire from you is a heart that knows how to trust, even when nothing ahead is yet clear. Many times you have called delay failure, but to me it is a hidden season of preparation. The sower does not pull the sprout upward through impatience. He simply tends the soil, waters it, and waits patiently for the season of growth. I am doing the same with your life. There are places in your soul that need to be healed before you can receive something greater. There are fears that must be replaced by faith, wounds that must be covered with peace, so that when the time comes, you will not only receive the blessing, but also have the strength to preserve it. Therefore, do not mourn too long before the doors that have closed. If I do not allow something to remain, it is because I see farther than your eyes can see. All things work together for good to those who love God, as it is written in Romans 8:28. Even what once wounded you will one day become part of the healing story. I am writing for your life. Remember Moses when he stood before the Red Sea, with the people behind him and the enemy before him. In human eyes, it was a dead end with no escape. Yet in the very place that seemed like an ending, I opened a path that had never existed before. The sea did not part before Moses stepped forward in faith. The waters divided when he obeyed and continued to move ahead. You are the same, my child. There are miracles that will not appear until you dare to take one more step in trust. Do not wait until everything is perfect before you believe. Believe that I am with you, and then you will begin to see what once seemed impossible slowly unfold before your eyes. What you see today as an obstacle may in fact be the bridge I am using to bring you closer to your calling. I never created you to live like a silent shadow in this chaotic world. I have placed within you a light unlike any other, a mark that no one else can replace. Perhaps you have not yet seen your own worth fully, but I see it. I see the kindness you continue to carry through days of being misunderstood. I see the gentleness within your soul. Even though life has wounded you many times, I see the nights when you quietly pray for others while you yourself are weary. These are the things that make heaven rejoice. You are the light of the world. As it is written in Matthew 5:14, light does not need to shout to prove its presence. It only needs to keep burning, and darkness naturally retreats. I want you to understand that your life carries more influence than you realize. A gentle word you speak can rescue a soul from despair. A sincere embrace can melt a heart that has been frozen for far too long. And a life that continues to love in such a cold age is the most living testimony of me. There will come a day when you look back and realize that everything along your journey was arranged with loving wisdom. The seasons of waiting that once made you restless were in fact the places where I taught you maturity. The rejections that once broke your heart were actually protecting you from things that did not belong to you. The lonely days were the moments when I drew you closer to my heart, just as David spent years tending sheep in the wilderness before becoming king. I also use hidden seasons to prepare you for greater things ahead. No one saw a future king when David was merely a shepherd boy playing his harp in the fields. But I saw from the beginning what I would accomplish through his life. My beloved child, I am also seeing within you things that you yourself have not yet discovered. Therefore today, stop resisting the current of peace I am placing within your heart. Let the old memories come to rest in my hands. Leave the doors that have already closed behind you without turning back and regret. A new season is opening before you, not with loud noise, but with a deep gentleness, like the dawn touching the earth after a long night. I am weaving together the threads in your life that once seemed tangled into a tapestry full of beauty. And with each passing day, you will gradually understand that nothing is meaningless when placed in my hands. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth, as it is written in Isaiah 43:19. You only need to keep walking with a tender heart and a humble yes upon your lips. Then my light will guide you through every stage of the journey, until you stand within the fullness I prepared for you from the very beginning. My beloved child, rest your heart in my peace and listen to the gentle voice calling to you from the deepest place within your soul. I have never allowed your life to drift aimlessly, like a leaf carried by changing winds. Every day you awaken, every quiet breath you take, every encounter that seems accidental has been held within the loving order of my hands. There are things your eyes do not yet understand today, but in time, it will be revealed to you that not a single moment of this journey has been meaningless. The way of the Lord is perfect, as it is written in Psalm 18:30. Even in the days when you feel as though you are moving more slowly, I am still quietly leading you forward in the gentlest way. I see within you what you have not yet seen in yourself. I know the strength lying dormant beneath your wariness, and I know that the light I placed inside you is greater than the darkness you once feared. There are seasons when I lead you into stillness, not because I have forgotten you, but because your soul needs rest from the noise of the world. People often fear silence because they think nothing is happening. Yet it is within that quietness that I do my deepest work. Remember the prophet Elijah on Mount Horeb. I did not come to him in the mighty wind, nor in the earthquake or the fire, but in a gentle whisper, soft as breath itself. You are the same, my child. Some of the most sacred things will never be heard in haste and commotion. When you step back from your worries and allow your heart to rest, you will realize that I have always been there, patiently guiding you step by step. Be still and know that I am God, as it is written in Psalm 46:10. Therefore, do not fear the days when progress seems slow. A tree that grows deep roots often develops in silence before it rises strongly beneath the sunlight. I want you to understand that closed doors are not always signs of rejection, but often mercy protecting you from what does not yet belong to you. If I remove something from your hands, it is because I am preparing something more fitting for the calling I appointed for you from the beginning. You see only the present moment, but I see the entire journey. The potter knows when the clay must remain longer in his hands before becoming the most beautiful vessel. In the same way, I am shaping your soul with patience and love. There are encounters I allow into your life to awaken gifts you never realized were within you. There are delays I permit so that you may learn trust instead of impatience. And there are unexpected turns that become the very roads, bringing you closer to the promise than ever before. A man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps, as it is written in Proverbs 16:9. Remember Ruth, the woman who walked through loss and loneliness without knowing that I was leading her into a plan far greater than anything she could understand at the time. When Ruth bent down to gather the leftover grain in the field, she had no idea that in that very place I was preparing an encounter that would change her entire future. What seemed small and ordinary became the doorway through which she entered the lineage of the Savior. Do you see, my beloved child? I often accomplish great things through the simplest acts: a quiet prayer, a decision to remain kind, a day when you rise again despite exhaustion. All these are becoming precious threads in the tapestry I am weaving for your life. So today, I invite you to slow down within the embrace of my peace. Do not force everything to happen according to your own timing. A river does not struggle in order to flow. It simply follows the course that has already been opened before it. When you learn to walk according to my rhythm, your heart will no longer be anxious about the things that have not yet arrived. I will teach you when to wait, when to move forward, when to let go, and when to remain steadfast. And in every season, My grace will always be sufficient for you. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, as it is written in Psalm 91:1. You do not need to strain yourself trying to hold on to the future, because your future is already resting in my hands. There will come a day when you look back upon the whole journey and weep as you realize how gently I have loved you all along. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus, it is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. The things that once caused you pain will become testimonies of your growth. The seasons of waiting will turn into the foundation of wisdom. The moments when you thought you had lost your way will appear as necessary turns that guided you exactly where I wanted you to be. And in that moment you will understand that my ordering of your life was never mistaken, not even for a single instant. So today continue walking with a soft gratitude in your heart and a peaceful yes upon your lips. I am opening the way before you with the light of my love, and all you need to do is take my hand and keep moving forward. For truly, my beloved child, from the beginning until the end, you have never walked alone. My beloved child, I want you to learn to look back on your journey, not with eyes of regret, but with a grateful heart. There are many things you have forgotten because time has moved too quickly, but I have not forgotten them. I remember every time you were rescued from what seemed hopeless. Every moment help arrived exactly when you needed it. Every day your heart was healed without you even realizing it. Therefore, I invite you to keep those traces of grace like someone preserving precious jewels in a small box within the soul. Write down the times I answered your prayers, the days I sent a gentle person to you when you were weary, the moments when a sudden clear thought illuminated your path in the midst of confusion. When you do this, you will realize that your life has never drifted in randomness, but has always been guided by my loving hand. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, as it is written in Psalm 103:2. A grateful memory will keep your heart tender and your eyes filled with hope. Many of the great things I do often begin through very small things. A brief conversation at the right moment can change an entire season of your life. A simple word of encouragement can lift up an exhausted soul. A door closing today may actually be the protection of your peaceful future tomorrow. But if your heart is always rushing ahead or constantly focused on what you do not yet have, you may miss the beauty of what I am quietly placing into your hands each day. That is why I teach you to slow down and recognize my footprints within the most ordinary details of life. Whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much, as it is written in Luke 16:10. When you learn to treasure the small things, your soul will become more discerning, and you will begin to see grace surrounding you like sunlight resting upon a garden in the early morning. Remember the boy Samuel in the temple. My call to him did not come through thunder or dazzling displays that astonished the crowd, but through a gentle voice in the quietness of the night. At first, Samuel did not recognize that it was me. But when he learned to listen with a humble heart, his entire life was changed. You are the same. My beloved child, I often come to you through the simplest things. A verse of scripture that unexpectedly touches your heart. A peace you cannot explain in the middle of a chaotic day. Or a person who appears at the right moment to remind you that you are not alone. If you keep your heart awake and grateful, you will begin to recognize that I am speaking to you every day in countless gentle ways. Do not compare your journey with anyone else's, because I have never created two souls alike. Each person carries a different rhythm within my plan. Some are called to plant seeds, some are called to water them, and others are called to bring in the harvest. If you keep looking at another person's road, you may forget the beauty I have placed uniquely within your own life. We are His workmanship. As it is written in Ephesians 2:10, I have placed within you colors no one else can replace. The way you love, the way you comfort others, the way you continue walking faithfully through difficult days. These are the gifts I desire to use in order to touch the world through your life. Every day I place before you a new canvas upon which we may create something good together. When you choose kind words instead of causing hurt, you are planting light within another person's heart. When you forgive instead of holding on to bitterness, you are opening the door for healing to enter your own soul. When you are patient with yourself in your weaker days, you are learning to see yourself with the same compassion through which I have always seen you. Do not think these gentle acts are insignificant. A seed resting quietly beneath the soil still carries within it an entire future forest. And every loving choice you make today is quietly preparing a season of beautiful fruit yet to come. I have also placed people around you as gifts of grace. Some come to remind you of your true worth. Some remain so they may grow with you in love and maturity. And there are others who walk beside you, only for a short season before leaving. Not because they were meaningless, but because their role in that part of the journey had been fulfilled. Do not grieve too long over the partings I allow to happen. A garden must pass through changing seasons in order to continue blooming. Your life is the same. I know when to bring someone close to you and when to open a new horizon for your soul to continue forward. To everything there is a season, as it is written in Ecclesiastes 3:1. When you understand this, your heart will become lighter and more peaceful through every change. And at the end of each day, I want you to smile gently, instead of condemning yourself for not yet being perfect. What I seek in you is not a flawless life, but a heart that knows how to return to the light after every moment of wandering. If you happen to step out of rhythm, simply come back into my peace, and you will find your way again. I have never led you through fear. I have always led you through love. And when you walk in gentleness, gratitude, and faithfulness in the small things, you are working together with me to transform your very life into a garden full of the fragrance and beauty of grace. My beloved child, I want you to understand that the skillfulness within you was not placed into your life by accident. Every pure idea, every creative ability, every delicate sense that enables you to love beauty and make the world around you more gentle is a gift I planted within your soul. You may think your daily work is only an ordinary responsibility, but when you do it with a pure heart and a spirit of worship, even the ordinary becomes a place where my light touches the world. Whatever you do, do it wholeheartedly as unto the Lord and not unto men. As it is written in Colossians 3:23, therefore, do not underestimate your hands, do not underestimate your words, and do not underestimate the things you quietly cultivate in my hands. Even a small act done with love can carry the fragrance of heaven. Remember Bezaleel, the craftsman to whom I gave wisdom, understanding, and skill so that he could help build the sanctuary. He did not stand before the people with powerful sermons, nor did he carry a sword into battle like the warriors. Yet his hands still served a sacred purpose. Every pattern, every material, every detail of his work became a silent act of worship. Do you see, my child? I do not use only the things that appear great in human eyes. I also use carefulness, patience, refinement, and the love poured into quiet tasks. There are gifts that make no loud sound, yet they bring peace into the spaces around you. There are works you do that no one applauds, yet heaven still sees them and rejoices. I have placed within you a gentle ability to build, to heal, and to bring beauty. Perhaps it is in the way you organize a task more thoughtfully, the way you choose soft words instead of harsh ones, the way you turn a small idea into something helpful for others, or the way you preserve kindness during weary days. Do not think these things are insignificant. A temple is not built by one great stone alone, but by countless details carefully placed where they belong. Your life is the same. I am using every small choice, every faithful hour, every quiet effort to build within you a dwelling place of peace. Do not despise the day of small beginnings, as it is written in Zechariah 40:10, for it is often within those small things that I begin my most enduring works. There are seasons when you cannot yet see clear results, but I am still working beneath the surface. Like a seed resting quietly in the soil, it does not rush to prove that it is alive. It simply receives nourishment, endures the darkness, and when the season is right, it begins to sprout. You are also being nourished by things no one else can see: patience through trials, gratitude while waiting, faith during days without answers. I do not force you to mature through pressure, but I raise you through grace. Dawn does not tear the night apart in a single instant. It arrives gently, layer by layer of light, spreading until the whole sky becomes radiant. Your growth will be the same, gentle, certain, and filled with meaning. Remember Nehemiah, who returned to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem in the midst of opposition, exhaustion, and hardship. He did not merely pray and remain still. He prayed, observed carefully, organized the work, encouraged the people, and placed each task into the right hands. I used his perseverance and his spirit of order to restore a place that had once lain in ruins. My child, there are things in your life that will also be rebuilt in this same way, not through haste, but through faithful steps taken one by one. When you work together with me in the responsibilities entrusted to you, when you keep a clear mind and a gentle heart, the scattered pieces will slowly return to their rightful places. What was once broken will one day become strong again. What once felt chaotic will one day become harmonious. Therefore, do everything with a spirit of peace. Do not let comparison diminish the unique beauty I have placed within you. Others may move at a faster pace, walk a different road, or carry different gifts. But what I have entrusted to you has been measured by my wisdom. When you hold my hand and walk step by step, you will see the stairs ahead appear at the proper moment. I do not require you to see the entire staircase before stepping onto the first step. I simply invite you to trust that my hand is holding yours, and when you live with an open heart, every project you touch, every idea you nurture, every word you speak can become a stroke of light within the masterpiece I am painting through your life. There will come a day when you look back and realize that everything fit perfectly within my hands. The days when you thought you were merely learning small lessons. The seasons in which I was preparing you for greater heights. The quiet tasks were shaping steadfastness within you. The simple ideas were becoming seeds for something far more beautiful. And when that season opens before you, you will not enter it with pride, but with deep gratitude. My beloved child, continue walking in a gentle rhythm. Continue creating through love. Continue being faithful with what I have placed in your hands today. For from that very place, grace will bloom, light will spread, and your life will become a tender work of art, reflecting my beauty. My beloved child, do not look at the trials along your path as stones blocking your way, because often what you call hardship is actually my gentle hands, lifting you into a new level of maturity. I do not allow such seasons to come in order to exhaust your soul, but to awaken within you a strength that is pure and peaceful. There are precious qualities within you that could never grow during days that are too easy. Just as gold must pass through fire for its brilliance to be refined, your soul also needs seasons of pressure so that gentleness may grow deeper, faith may become stronger, and love within you may become more genuine. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast, as it is written in 1 Peter 5:10. Therefore, whenever you feel yourself passing through pressure, do not quickly assume that I am far from you. Often it is precisely then that I am nearer to you than ever before, quietly adjusting the rhythm of your life, so that your heart may return to the current of true peace. I know there are days when you feel weary from trying to remain strong amid constant change. But remember that I am not asking you to become the cold and hardened kind of strength admired by the world. I am teaching you another kind of strength. The strength that remains gentle without collapsing, soft without losing firmness. A river does not need to shout in order to carve its way through stone. It simply continues flowing, and in time, it creates its path. You are the same, my child. Every time you choose calmness instead of panic, kindness instead of bitterness, perseverance instead of surrender, you are building another layer of a strong foundation within your inner house. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, as it is written in Proverbs 16:32. Some of the greatest victories do not take place on battlefields, but within your own heart. When you learn how to preserve peace in the midst of storms, remember Jacob when he wrestled through the night beside the river Jabbok. That night was not only an outward struggle, but also the moment when his soul was transformed. After that long night of wrestling, he walked with a limp, yet he also walked with a new name and a new blessing. Do you see, my beloved child? There are trials that may make you feel weaker for a moment, but in truth, they are opening a deeper identity within you. Such seasons teach you to lean on me instead of relying only on your own strength. And when you learn this, you will no longer fear change, because you will know that the one leading you is greater than every circumstance. I want you to learn how to respond to trials with gratitude rather than bitterness. That does not mean you must rejoice in pain, but it means recognizing that even in difficulty, I am still working something good for you. Sometimes I use delay to teach you patience. Sometimes I use silence to teach you how to listen. Sometimes I allow you to pass through seasons of lack, so you may discover that true peace does not come from outward things. Suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, as it is written in Romans 5:3-4. Each lesson is like another page of a book I am unfolding over your life, not to force you to learn through fear, but to lead you into a gentler and deeper wisdom. Therefore, create healthy rhythms in your life, so that your soul remains connected to my light. When night falls, remember the good things I have done throughout the day, and offer me thanksgiving, even if it is only for one small moment that brought warmth to your heart. When morning comes, begin with a prayer for wisdom, rather than anxiety about the day ahead. These simple habits will become bridges, connecting your soul to the current of my peace. Just as a gardener waters the plants faithfully each day, so the garden may flourish, you too are nourishing your soul with small yet steady drops of grace, and in time, what you once called passing inspiration will become a deep spring flowing within you, a spring not dependent on circumstances, but sustained by my presence. Remember David during the years he tended sheep in the wilderness. No one saw the evenings when he sang and played alone beneath the starlit sky, and no one knew that those quiet days were preparing a future king. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. It was in that solitude that I taught him courage to face lions and bears, and taught him to trust me, even before he possessed a throne or a name known among men. You are the same. The days when you think you are merely trying to live faithfully through small hardships are in fact the seasons in which I am preparing you for more beautiful responsibilities ahead. Do not underestimate the hidden lessons of today, because one day you will realize that they were the very foundation that enabled you to stand firm in a new season. And then as the light within you grows stronger, you will begin to become a resting place for others. People will not only remember what you said, but also the peace they felt while being near you. Your kindness will become like shade beneath the heat of midday. A gentle word you offer today may heal a heart standing on the edge of despair. An act of compassion may open hope for someone who believed they had been forgotten. This is how my light spreads through your life, not in dazzling display or loudness, but steadily, like the dawn returning each morning. And when the harvest of love comes back to you, you will realize that none of the seeds of kindness you planted were ever lost. They have been growing quietly within my hands, and in the right season, they will bloom beautifully all around your life. My beloved child, I have never allowed you to walk through seasons of trial alone. Even when you think you are traveling a long road, with only the sound of your own breathing beside you, I am quietly placing around you souls who carry the warmth of support. Some come through a brief but timely word that suddenly rekindles light within your heart. Some do not need to say much at all. They simply sit beside you in silence. Yet their presence becomes like a small lamp shining through the darkness. And there are others I send to reflect back to you the gifts you never realized were within yourself. Two are better than one, because if one falls, the other will help lift up a friend, as it is written in Ecclesiastes 4:9. I want you to understand that a loving community is not a sign of weakness or dependence, but a beautiful part of my design for humanity. I created people to support one another, to heal together, and to continue walking forward side by side. Do not underestimate the encounters I allow to pass through your life. Some people appear only for a brief season, yet they leave a deep imprint upon your soul. Some I use to teach you how to open your heart to trust again after old wounds. Some help you learn gentleness, patience, or the art of listening with the heart. When you learn to receive one another with kindness, the rough edges within your spirit are slowly refined into a more mature beauty. Bear one another's burdens, as it is written in Galatians 6:2. It is through this sharing that you will discover many burdens become lighter, not because they disappear immediately, but because you no longer have to carry them alone. Remember Moses, when his hands grew weary during the battle. By his own strength alone, he could not have kept them lifted forever, but I placed Aaron and Hur beside him to support those weary arms until victory came. Do you see, my child? Even the one I chose to lead, an entire people still needed companions beside him. Therefore, do not be afraid to let others enter your journey. Do not believe that strength means carrying everything by yourself. There are victories I desire you to receive through unity, so that you may learn that love and mutual support are themselves part of divine strength. I also want you to learn how to turn every small task of daily life into an offering of worship fragrant before me. You do not need to stand in a place of grandeur to live a meaningful life. When you prepare a meal with love, when you complete your work with faithfulness, when you speak a sincere word of thanks, or remain patient with someone who is weary, all of it becomes a beautiful offering. Whatever you do, do all for the glory of God, as it is written in 1 Corinthians 10:3:1. I see the care you pour into the smallest things the world often overlooks. And it is precisely there that the character of your soul is being refined like gold in a gentle fire. Do not fear beginning with simple things. A seed resting quietly beneath the soil makes no loud sound, yet within it lies an entire future forest. I often begin great things through steps that are very small and very hidden. David was once only a shepherd boy before he became a king. The days he spent caring for sheep in the wilderness were not meaningless. They were the school in which I taught him courage and a heart willing to protect others. You are the same. Every task you remain faithful to today is part of the preparation for the new season I am opening before you. Do not quickly dismiss the repeated tasks of daily life. If you do them with love and sincerity, I will transform them into the foundation for something far more beautiful. Then there will come quiet moments when you suddenly sense a gentle calling rising within your heart. It is time to grow another step. That calling will not fill you with panic or pressure, but will feel like dawn touching the sky after a long night. Gentle yet certain, and in that moment, you will realize that you have changed. Things that once provoked you into anger will become nothing more than passing winds. Things that once filled you with fear will no longer have the power to hold you back. Your words will grow slower and wiser, your eyes deeper, and your heart will learn to love with wisdom instead of fleeting emotion. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will become wiser still. As it is written in Proverbs 9:9, true growth is never loud. It is like a tree growing day by day, without even noticing how much taller it has become. And as you step into that new place of light, your life will begin to become a resting place for others. The healthy habits you are quietly building today will become gentle lamps for those who have lost their way. The peace you preserve in the midst of trials will teach others how to remain steadfast. The kindness you give away will open doors for many hearts to rediscover hope. You will come to understand that the place I have positioned you is not merely a location, but the unique sound of your soul within this world. Some are called to bring strength, some to bring encouragement, and some to bring healing. But you, my beloved child, I am teaching you to become a melody of peace in the midst of a restless world. Then one day when you look back over the whole journey, you will smile with a deep and quiet peace. You will understand why certain people came and then departed, why certain trials once brought you to tears, and why I allowed you to walk through seasons of waiting longer than you desired. Everything has its place within the symphony I have written for your life. No note is unnecessary, and no step has ever been lost. And through all those movements, I have patiently been leading you back to the place where you truly belong, the place where your light shines most naturally, where your love becomes the greatest blessing to others, and where your soul finally realizes that it has always been held within the gentle ordering of my hands. My beloved child, there are moments when you look around and feel different, as though your rhythm does not completely blend with the movement of the world around you. But do not let that feeling make your heart lonely. I did not create you to become a copy of anyone else. I placed within you a unique tone, a unique light, a unique way of loving, so that when you are present in this world, the atmosphere around you becomes softer and fuller. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made, as it is written in Psalm 139:14. What you call different is often the very sacred mark I have given you, so that you may fulfill the part no one else can replace. A beautiful garden does not contain only one kind of flower. It is the diversity of colors and fragrances that creates its splendor. You are the same, my child. I do not want you to disappear into the crowd, merely to resemble everyone else. I want you to stand present through the very beauty I carefully planted within your soul from the beginning. Some people bring strength like the sound of thunder, but I have called you to become a breeze of peace. There are places filled with tension, where I send you to carry gentleness. There are hearts exhausted from struggling too long, and I allow them to meet you so they may remember that kindness still exists in this world. Do not think gentleness is weakness. A quiet stream can still nourish an entire dry field. A small lamp is still enough to guide someone through the darkness of night, and a soul that knows how to preserve peace amid chaos becomes a resting place for many. Blessed are the peacemakers, as it is written in Matthew 5:9. I delight in seeing that you have not allowed your heart to become hardened, despite all you have passed through. The gentleness you have preserved is one of the most precious gifts I have placed within you. I also want you to understand that the sensitivity within your heart is not a burden, but a delicate instrument I have given you so that you may perceive things beyond the surface. Some people hear words and immediately forget them, but you can hear the sorrow hidden behind them. Some see only an ordinary day, but you recognize a beautiful moment quietly unfolding within simple life. This is because I have made your heart soft enough to feel the subtle movements that many hurried people overlook. Remember the prophet Elijah. I did not speak to him through the storm or the earthquake, but through the still and gentle whisper that came afterward. You are the same. I often lead you through the softest impressions, a peaceful stirring, a gentle intuition, a pure thought that suddenly rises within your heart. If you keep your soul quiet and still, you will begin to recognize my voice more clearly with each passing day. But my beloved child, I do not want you to allow that sensitivity to pull you into exhaustion or anxiety. What I have placed within you must remain anchored in peace. Otherwise, it can easily be swept away by the noise of emotions. That is why I am teaching you how to pause, breathe deeply, and return to my presence whenever your heart feels too full. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, as it is written in Isaiah 26:3. When you place every feeling within my light, you will no longer be overwhelmed by everything around you. Instead, that sensitivity will become a loving compass, helping you discern when to speak, when to remain silent, when to step forward, and when to wait a little longer. Remember Esther, the woman who seemed to be only an ordinary young girl within a vast empire. Yet, I placed within her refinement, courage, and discernment for the right moment. It was through that sensitivity that she knew when to speak in order to save her people. Do you see, my child? Some of the greatest things are not accomplished through loud displays of strength, but through a heart that knows how to listen at the right time. I am teaching you in the same way. Perhaps today you do not yet fully understand the meaning of the things you sense within your spirit, but I am using them to form within you a deeper wisdom. One day, you will look back and realize that those gentle intuitions guided you away from many things that did not belong to you and led you closer to the purpose I prepared for your life. I delight in seeing that you know how to treasure the things your heart receives. Every line you write down with gratitude, every moment you preserve with appreciation is like a shining stone paving the road ahead of you. When you record a word of encouragement that once strengthened you, an idea that arrived at the perfect time, or an unexpected moment of peace in the middle of a long day, you are learning to recognize my hand upon your journey. And then in the days when your heart begins to waver, those very things you have written down will remind you that I have never been far from you. Write the vision and make it plain, as it is written in Habakkuk 2:22. What is remembered through faith becomes a lamp that lights the path of tomorrow. Then you will begin to realize that you have not only been given the ability to feel, but also the calling to build through what you feel. The kindness you carry will rebuild souls that are breaking apart. The peace you preserve will shape a gentler atmosphere around you. The beautiful ideas I plant within your heart will build things that bring hope to others. And when you live according to the unique rhythm I have placed within you, you will no longer fear being different. Instead, you will understand that your gentle uniqueness is my signature upon your life, a signature that does not need to draw attention to itself, yet is enough for many people to recognize that light is still present within this world. My beloved child, I want you to learn how to love the rhythm of life I am weaving within you. Instead of constantly running after the hurried voices of the world, there are souls who lose their peace, not because they lack light, but because they live too far from the gentle breath I intended for them. Therefore, today I invite you to return to the small yet life-giving things. One slow breath before speaking, one short prayer before making a decision, one quiet moment at the end of the day to remember what is worthy of gratitude. These things may seem very small, yet they are like pure drops of water, nourishing the inner garden of your soul day after day. Pray without ceasing. As it is written in Thessalonians 5:17, is not an invitation to live under pressure, but an invitation to keep your heart continually connected to the source of peace that never runs dry within me. When you learn to bring your emotions before me, instead of allowing them to be swept away in chaos, you will realize that emotions no longer need to become waves that overturn your life. I did not create emotions to make you weak. I desire them to become gentle streams that nourish love, understanding, and compassion within you. Some people try to silence every feeling in order to appear strong, but I am teaching you to place each emotion into the light of prayer. When joy is lifted up in gratitude, it becomes a gentle radiance. When sorrow is placed into my hands, it becomes compassion for others. And when your desires are purified in peace, they become a healthy source of motivation for building goodness around you. Guard your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life, as it is written in Proverbs 4:23. I want you to begin each day with a note for your soul, instead of allowing circumstances to determine the atmosphere within your heart. Some days I invite you to live with gentleness. Some days I teach you to walk in gratitude. Some days I want you to learn focus or to widen your heart through generosity. When you choose one beautiful quality to hold on to from the very beginning of the day, your entire day will slowly move according to that rhythm. Your words will become softer. Your eyes will become more compassionate. Your work will be done with greater love. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go, through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. And by the end of the day, you will realize that your soul has grown a little more, not through loud transformations, but through quiet maturity, like a tree growing through the passing seasons. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree, as it is written in Psalm 9:2-12. A tree does not rush to prove that it is growing. It simply sends its roots deeper and continues reaching toward the light. Remember Mary, the one who sat at my feet to listen, while everyone else was occupied with many other things. The world may call such stillness slow or unproductive, but I called it the better part. Mary understood that before the hands can serve rightly, the heart must first rest in my presence. You are the same. My beloved child, do not allow your life to become so crowded with tasks that your soul loses its place of rest. The moments when you pause to breathe, to pray, and to listen are not wasted time. They are the places where I realign the rhythm of your heart with the peace of heaven. I am also placing around you people who carry the same frequency of peace in order to strengthen your journey. Some will enter your life like bridges that widen your vision. Some will help you learn new things through patience and sincerity. Some will simply be present in quietness. Yet that quietness will heal your soul more deeply than 1,000 words. Do not see such encounters as accidents. Iron sharpens iron, as it is written in Proverbs 27:17. I use kindred souls to bring forth the finest parts within you. When you connect with others through respect and humility, differences will no longer become walls of separation, but bridges drawing hearts closer together. Do not try to carry everything alone. My child, there are burdens that were never meant for you to bear forever. I have not given you the task of saving the entire world. I have only invited you to remain faithful with the portion of light I have placed into your hands. When you do your part with gentleness and sincerity, I will accomplish the rest in ways far beyond what you can imagine. Just as Noah only needed to faithfully build the ark day by day, while the rain and the salvation belong to my hands, you also need only continue forward step by step with trust. Do not become anxious over the entire picture. I am the one who sees from beginning to end. What you need is a tender heart and willing hands. Then there will come a time when you look back and realize that the small practices of today preserved your soul from much chaos. A short prayer kept you from a reckless decision. A single moment of gratitude lifted you out of the depths of discouragement. One sincere conversation opened a new path for your future. And all of these things woven together will become the song of peace I have written for your life. My beloved child, continue walking within that gentle rhythm. Walk calmly, arrive steadily, and remain joyfully where I have placed you. For truly, when you live according to the rhythm I created for you, your entire life will become a quiet song, reflecting the beauty and peace of heaven. My beloved child, I did not place gifts within you merely for you to admire them, like treasures hidden away inside a locked room. I gave you sensitivity, discernment, talents, and your unique rhythm, so they could become streams of living water flowing into the lives of others. Every word you speak with sincerity, every act you do with integrity, every idea you nurture with love can become an instrument of healing within my hands. Do not think that only grand things hold value before heaven. A gentle word spoken at the right moment can lift a soul that is exhausted. A task done with care can bring hope to someone who feels their life has no meaning. Let your light shine before others, as it is written in Matthew 5:16. I want that light to radiate naturally through the way you live, not through loud display, but through the pure beauty preserved within every small detail. When you write a line with sincerity, when you tell a story with compassion, when you complete your work with a faithful spirit, you are leaving the imprint of heaven upon the ordinary things of life. People may forget your face after some time, but they will remember the peace they once felt in your presence. They will remember the kindness in your eyes, the carefulness in your words, and the creativity that was not meant to impress, but to uplift. These are the quiet languages that introduce you to the world and reveal me through your life. Remember the woman who poured fragrant oil upon my feet. Her act was not a great sermon, yet the fragrance from that jar filled the entire room. Your life is the same. My child, when everything you do is infused with love, that fragrance will remain in the hearts of others long after the moment has passed. I also want you to understand that the doors truly meant for you will never need to be forced open through striving or competition. What I have prepared for you will unfold in peace at the appointed time. Behold, I have set before you an open door that no one can shut, as it is written in Revelation 3:28. There are doors the world tries to open through pressure and pride. But I am teaching you to walk through gentleness. You do not need to lose the goodness within you in order to be recognized. When you remain faithful with what I have placed into your hands, your character itself will speak on your behalf. A healthy tree does not need to shout that it is alive. Its fruit naturally reveals it. You are the same. Let your integrity and gentleness quietly make the way before you. Then there will be seasons when I invite you to go deeper into stillness. Do not fear that silence. The world often believes silence is emptiness, but heaven knows that the deepest things are born in quiet places. A seed does not grow amid the noise above the ground. It takes root within the gentle darkness of the soil before rising into a great tree. I am doing the same within your soul. There are seasons when I draw you away from the noise in order to heal the hidden places within you. Reorder your priorities and teach you to hear my voice more clearly than the voices of fear or pressure. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. As it is written in Psalm 37:9-7, it is within that stillness that you will begin to recognize what truly matters. Remember John the Baptist in the wilderness, before his voice was heard by the crowds. He spent many years alone with me in the desert. That wilderness was not abandonment. It was preparation. It was there that his spirit became strong and his words were refined. You are the same, my beloved child. The days when you feel distant from the noise and excitement of the world may in fact be the very seasons in which I am making your inner life deeper and stronger. I do not want you to shine brightly for only a moment and then fade away. I desire your light to endure like a lamp, kept filled with oil throughout the years. In those quiet seasons, I am teaching you the art of breathing slowly with peace. Every small prayer you offer, every moment you sit quietly in gratitude, every time you choose not to react hastily, is becoming another stone in the foundation of a strong inner life. I am using a slower rhythm to heal you from the world's impatience. Just as a blacksmith keeps the fire steady, so the metal may become stronger, I am nurturing within you a courage that is not loud, but enduring, and in time, you will realize that solitude is no longer something to fear. It will become a hidden garden where your soul is able to rest and be renewed. Do not think you are falling behind when I allow you to move more slowly than others. Some souls mature quickly, yet they easily break when storms arrive. But I am building depth within you. I am teaching your courage to grow roots in peace rather than in pressure. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. As it is written in Isaiah 40:131, that renewed strength is not only the ability to keep moving forward, but the ability to walk with a soul that remains gentle, still knows how to love, and still carries light through difficult days. Therefore, today, my beloved child, continue walking within the gentle rhythm I have prepared for you. Let your uniqueness become a source of service, rather than something you hide away. Let your talents become a vessel carrying peace into the world. And when I lead you into seasons of stillness, do not resist them. It is there that the most beautiful parts of you will begin to bloom. Then one day, when you look back, you will understand that every quiet season, every door opened at the right moment, every trial and every gift were all joining together to compose a gentle symphony. A symphony leading you back to your rightful place within my heart. My beloved child, when I lead you through seasons of quietness, it is not a sign that I have forgotten you, but my way of drawing your soul closer to the stream of peace. There are things that can grow only in stillness, just as the deepest roots are formed, while a seed remains hidden beneath the dark soil. Therefore, I invite you to hold on to the small habits that carry life within them. For it is through these simple things that your heart will remain soft in a restless world. Each morning when you awaken and offer a word of gratitude, your soul is opening the door for light to enter the new day. Each time you write down something beautiful in your journal of grace, you are learning to see life through the eyes of hope instead of lack. And each evening when you close the day with a prayer of surrender, you are placing your burdens into my hands so your mind may rest in peace. The steadfast love of the Lord is new every morning, as it is written in Lamentations 3:7-23. I want you to live each day, not under the pressure of controlling everything, but in the trust that I am still quietly caring for every detail of your life. I am also teaching you the beauty of presence. The world easily pulls people into haste, causing them to be everywhere, and yet never truly present anywhere. But I want you to learn how to live fully within each moment I give you. When you do even a small thing with attentiveness and gratitude, it becomes a dwelling place for peace, a meal prepared with love, a task completed with care, a conversation listened to with your whole heart. All of these carry the fragrance of heaven. Whatever you do, do it wholeheartedly, as it is written in Colossians 3:23. Faithfulness in small things does not only change outward results, it also rearranges your inner life, making your mind clearer and your soul lighter. Remember the manna I gave to the people of Israel in the wilderness. I did not give them provision for an entire year in a single day. I taught them to receive only what was sufficient for each morning. Through this, I wanted them to learn peaceful dependence instead of anxious hoarding born from fear. You are the same. My child, do not try to carry your entire future within your heart all at once. I am only inviting you to walk today with today's faith, to love with today's strength, and to give thanks for today's light. When you learn to live one day at a time in this way, you will hear my voice more clearly than the noise of anxiety. There are seasons when I cover your life with a cloak of hiddenness, not to extinguish the light within you, but to nurture it in the proper way. A lamp that is meant to burn for a long time must have oil continually replenished and a wick kept clean. If I were to place you before strong winds too early, that flame could easily flicker. Therefore, I use quiet seasons to shape within you endurance, depth, and purity of motive. Do not be discouraged if there are times when you feel unseen or not yet standing within what you have hoped for. Your Father who sees in secret will reward you. As it is written in Matthew 6:9-6, I see everything you are quietly building, and what is cultivated in secret is often what endures the longest once it comes into the light. I am teaching you to love a life that is ordered and deep, not a rigid perfection, but a rhythm that knows when to pause, when to speak only what is needed, and how to keep the mind from being scattered by countless meaningless voices. There are souls who lose their strength, not because they lack talent, but because they allow their energy to dissolve into too much chaos. But I am gathering your mind together like an artisan, patiently polishing a precious stone. Each time you choose focus instead of haste, gentleness instead of angry reaction, perseverance instead of surrender, I am making the beauty within you more radiant and pure. To everything there is a season. As it is written in Ecclesiastes 3:1, when you live according to the rhythm I have prepared for you, you will no longer feel stretched in too many directions at once. Remember Joseph. During the years he lived quietly within the prison, no one would have imagined that a forgotten prisoner was being prepared to become the one who would save an entire nation. Yet it was in that hidden place that I shaped within him wisdom, patience, and the ability to steward greater things. You are the same. The days that seem ordinary today may in fact be the workshop where I am preparing you for more beautiful responsibilities tomorrow. I am never in haste, because I do not merely want you to shine for a brief season. I want your light to grow deep enough to endure through many changing seasons. Then the proper moment will come when what I have nurtured within you begins to reveal itself naturally. You will no longer need to prove your worth, because your character will speak for you. Just as a healthy tree bears fruit in its season, your life will one day release the fragrance of peace without striving for attention. Others will notice the steadiness in your words, the clarity in your thoughts, and the enduring kindness in the way you treat them. That will be the moment when the instrument of your life begins to release its true sound, not forced, not chaotic, but deep and full of life. And then, my beloved child, the light flowing from your life will become a gentle testimony that I have nurtured you through patient love during this entire journey. My beloved child, the true changes I bring within you rarely arrive through loud noise or dramatic transformations that immediately capture attention. They grow quietly like yeast hidden within dough, slowly yet steadily until your entire soul is filled with new life. Perhaps you do not recognize your growth day by day, but I see the way your heart has become softer toward the faults of others, the way you now know how to wait without falling into despair as before, and the way you are learning to be gentle with yourself instead of always harsh and wary. The kingdom of God is like yeast that a woman mixed into 3 measures of flour, as it is written in Luke 13:21. The yeast does not draw attention to itself, yet it quietly transforms the entire dough. My grace within you works in the same way. It is slowly transforming your thoughts, your words, and the way you see life itself. I delight in seeing that you are beginning to love the process, instead of longing only for the result. In the past, you were easily impatient, wanting everything to change quickly. But now you are learning the beauty of slow growth. A healthy tree does not rise tall in a single night. It needs seasons of sunlight, seasons of rain, days of gentle watering, and even strong winds so that its roots may sink deeper into the earth. I am doing the same with your soul. It is through the days when you remain faithful in small things, steadfast in simple responsibilities, and peaceful amid change that enduring strength is formed within you. Let us not grow weary in doing good, as it is written in Galatians 16:9, for in the proper season, whatever is sown with love and patience will bear beautiful fruit. You are beginning to see everything with different eyes now. Small things that once went unnoticed are becoming places where you recognize the miracle of my ordering hand. A peaceful morning, a simple meal, someone smiling at you at the right moment, or a quiet pause in the middle of a long day. All these are becoming signs of my love for you. When the window of your mind is cleansed from the dust of anxiety and comparison, light can enter more freely. The eye is the lamp of the body, as it is written in Matthew 60:22. I am teaching you to look at the world through grateful eyes, so that everywhere you go, you see opportunities to sow love rather than only what is lacking. And through that vision, your soul is becoming wider and more open with each passing day. Remember Mary, who chose to sit at my feet and listen, while many others were occupied with countless things. The world may consider rest to be a waste, but I know that a soul without rest will slowly run out of oil. That is why I am teaching you to care for yourself as a wise person tends a precious lamp. When you allow yourself healthy rest, breathe deeply and slow your pace within peace, you are not becoming weak. You are preserving the oil in your lamp so your light may continue to burn longer. There are people who burn brightly for a short time, only to collapse in exhaustion. But I desire your life to shine steadily like a lamp continually filled with oil day after day. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. As it is written in Isaiah 40:31, that renewed strength is not only for your work, but also for the restoration of your soul within peace. From that enduring peace, you gradually become a gentle refuge for others. People will come to you not only for advice, but because they feel they can breathe more easily in your presence. There are hearts that have gone too long without being heard, and your gentle presence will become like a soft chair in the middle of a weary day. You do not need to save everyone through grand gestures. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you, now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. Often simply being present with sincerity is enough to heal. Remember Barnabas, who was called the son of encouragement. He was not the most prominent among the apostles, yet I used his gentle encouragement to strengthen many souls. You are the same, my beloved child. I am making your life into a resting place, where others can find hope and peace in the midst of a restless world. Then there will be very special mornings, when you suddenly realize that everything in your journey is gradually coming into harmony. The memories that once wounded you will no longer weigh heavily upon your heart. They will become fertile ground for wisdom. New dreams will no longer make you impatient. They will feel like doors slowly opening in the light of dawn. You will see that the past and the future no longer pull you in two different directions, but are meeting together in the peace of the present, like ocean waves embracing the shore and then gently receding. Everything I have allowed you to pass through is leading you toward a gentler appointed place. Behold, I make all things new, as it is written in Revelation 21:5. In that moment, you will feel my hand upon your shoulder more clearly than ever before. Not a hand that pressures you, but a hand that walks with you. I do not pull you forward in haste. I walk beside you in the gentle rhythm of peace. The things nurtured in secret will begin to release their fragrance, like a garden touched by the morning sun. You will realize that every silence had meaning. Every trial helped shape the beauty of today, and every tear has become water for a new season. And then, with a very quiet smile, you will take one more step into the place of light I prepared for you, where every sound in your life becomes a gentle song, where every color finally finds its balance, and where your soul understands that it has always been guided by my unchanging love. My beloved child, there are moments so quiet that heaven is moving powerfully around your life. This is one of those moments. I am placing my hand upon the years you have walked through and gently joining them together with the light of new understanding. What you once thought were only scattered fragments of joy and sorrow, waiting, loss, and hope are now beginning to appear as a painting full of depth. Not one tear you have cried has been wasted. Not one small joy you have experienced was accidental. I am gathering all of it like a patient weaver, placing every thread in its proper place. We know that all things work together for good to those who love God. As it is written in Romans 8:28, you cannot see the whole tapestry when you are standing too close. But I have seen its beauty from the moment the first thread was laid down. There are mornings when you wake and suddenly feel lighter without knowing why. That is because deep within you, many things have been quietly healed through the years. The pressures that once terrified you no longer shake you so easily. The things that once kept you awake at night now pass by like a breeze across the window. I am maturing your soul in the gentlest way, not through the cold hardness of the world, but through a soft strength born from faith and peace. You will keep in perfect peace the one whose mind is stayed on you, as it is written in Isaiah 26:3. That very peace is becoming the new foundation for the things I am about to open before you. Remember Joseph when he stood before his brothers, after so many years of separation. The pits, the betrayals, and the lonely nights in prison no longer appeared as tragedies. They had become the path leading him to the very place I had prepared for him. Joseph himself recognized this when he declared that what others intended for harm, I had used for a greater good. You are the same, my child. One day you will look back upon the things that once wounded you and realize that I never abandoned you in the darkness. I have been leading you through each lesson to prepare you for something greater than you ever imagined. There are doors that open only for those who have learned humility, perseverance, and gratitude through the passing years. I want you to stop looking at your past as a burden you must continue dragging behind you. Instead, see it as precious wood I am using to build something new within your life. The joyful days taught you how to sing beneath the light. The difficult days taught you how to stand firm when storms arrived. The disappointments taught you how to seek a deeper comfort within me. And the long seasons of waiting formed within you a patience that no school of this world could ever teach. Suffering produces perseverance, and perseverance produces character. As it is written in Romans 5:3-4, each of those experiences is now being used by me, the way a skilled carpenter uses different grains of wood to build a house that is both strong and beautiful. Your present moment is no longer merely a season to endure until it passes. It is becoming a sacred workshop where I continue perfecting the deepest parts of your soul. There are things I have not yet revealed to you, because I want you to learn how to walk by faith, instead of only by what your eyes can see. But believe this: every connection within your life is slowly fitting together according to my wisdom. The people you meet, the work you do, the ideas you nurture, and even the quiet seasons you are walking through are all contributing to a greater symphony. I do nothing carelessly. He has made everything beautiful in its time, as it is written in Ecclesiastes 3:7-11. Therefore, today I want you to slow down a little and recognize the fragrance of a new season drawing near. Some changes do not arrive with loud noise, but open gently like a door slowly unfolding at dawn. You will first sense it through a new clarity within your heart. The things that once confused you will begin to settle into order. The desires that once felt vague will become clearer and purer. And the most beautiful part is this: you will no longer feel pressured to prove yourself. I am teaching you to live from inward fullness, instead of seeking your worth through the eyes of others. Remember Nehemiah as he rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem. That work was not completed merely through strength or temporary enthusiasm, but through each stone being faithfully placed in its proper position day after day. My child, your life is being built in the same way. Every healthy habit, every gentle decision, every time you choose love instead of bitterness becomes another stone, shaping a stronger future. Do not despise the small steps. It is quiet faithfulness that will lead you into enduring light. And then, my beloved child, there will come a day when you stand within that new realm of light and smile very softly. You will see that your past no longer pulls you downward, but supports you like a strong foundation. You will see that the future is no longer something frightening, but a wide field filled with hope. And in this present moment, with my hand resting upon your shoulder, you will understand that everything that has happened has been leading you to the exact moment of unfolding. Not earlier, not later, the right time, the right rhythm, the right love. My beloved child, I am not first inviting you to pursue great things. I am inviting you to remain faithful within the small rhythms of the present. For it is there that deep transformation is formed. a slow breath before making a decision, a quiet word of gratitude before night falls, or a simple act of kindness you quietly sow in the morning. All these are like drops of oil I pour into the lamp of your soul. Whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much. As it is written in Luke 16:10, do not despise these simple things, for they are quietly softening your heart, illuminating your mind, and keeping your footsteps within the current of my peace. I want you to learn how to turn the present moment into an altar of living spiritual beauty. Not through outward display, but through wholehearted presence within each moment. When you work with attentiveness, when you speak with a listening heart, when you pray with gratitude, time no longer passes meaninglessly. It begins to release its fragrance, like bread slowly rising through good yeast. Even your past experiences, including the things that once caused you pain, will gradually be refined like grain stripped of its rough outer shell, until only the nourishment for the soul remains. And then you will realize that no season is ever wasted when it is placed within my hands. All things work together for good, as it is written in Romans 8:28. I am using each small day to prepare you for greater doors ahead. There will be moments when you are surprised to see ideas arriving at exactly the right time, opportunities opening naturally before you, or encounters touching the very thing your heart has been needing. These are not accidents. My child, I am quietly arranging the points where grace touches your life like an artist, placing each color carefully into its proper place, so the painting may become harmonious. You only need to keep your heart soft and awake. When you live in gratitude and peace, you will begin to recognize my hand within many things that once appeared ordinary. Your ears shall hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." As it is written in Isaiah 31:21, I do not lead you through chaos or fear. I lead you through gentle clarity. Remember the faithful servant who was entrusted with only a few talents to manage. He did not consider his small portion insignificant, but cared for it and caused it to grow. It was his faithfulness in little things that opened the way for greater responsibility. You are the same, my beloved child. The skills you are learning today, the healthy habits you are building, and the simple tasks you are completing with devotion are all places where I am shaping the craftsmanship of your soul. I am placing new tools into your hands, the ability to focus without tension, creativity without pride, and courage that still carries a gentle smile. When you use these things with a pure heart, you will discover yourself growing without losing your peace. Along this journey, I am also placing before you signs that are gentle yet deeply real. Perhaps it is an invitation to collaborate that suddenly causes your heart to come alive. Perhaps it is a door opening after a long season of waiting. Perhaps it is an encounter that makes you feel, "This is exactly what I needed at this moment." Receive such signs with gratitude, like someone gathering shining stones to pave the pathway into a new garden. I do not often shout in order to lead you. I usually whisper through peace. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts, as it is written in Colossians 3:15. When your heart is at peace, you will recognize what you are meant to move toward and what you are meant to leave behind. I want you to learn a kind of strength that does not need to prove itself. The world often teaches people that they must be loud in order to be noticed and hurried, in order to be considered successful. But I am teaching you to walk with quiet steadiness, A deep river usually flows more gently than shallow water full of restless foam. You do not need to speak excessively for your worth to be known. When your heart carries light, that light will naturally shine through the way you live. Others will feel warmth in your presence without you striving to impress them. They will notice the peace within your eyes, the sincerity within your words, and the gentleness within the way you treat them. This is the kind of beauty that does not display itself loudly, yet remains within hearts for a very long time. Remember Enoch, the man who walked with God in the midst of an ordinary life. Scripture does not speak of great battles or magnificent thrones surrounding him. What made his life extraordinary was his daily closeness with me. You are the same. The deepest radiance of your life will not come from rare moments of great achievement, but from your faithful walk with me through the small and ordinary days. When you learn to walk in this way, the present will no longer feel like a place of waiting for something else to happen, but will become holy ground where heaven touches every rhythm of your life. And then, my beloved child, there will come a time when you realize that you have entered a deeper dimension of your calling, not through loud noise or the praise of crowds, but through the warmth your life quietly carries. You will learn how to work without competing, how to love without demanding anything in return, and how to move forward without being driven by fear from behind. It is there that you will understand that my ordering of your life has always been both gentle and precise. I have never allowed you to lose your way. I have only been teaching you to mature enough to carry your light with peaceful hands and an open heart. My beloved child, there will come a morning unlike the ones before it, though outwardly everything may appear just as gentle as always. Sunlight will still touch the window. The wind will still move through the trees, and the birds will still sing beneath the open sky. Yet within you, something new will quietly unfold, like a long closed door touched by a peaceful hand. You will suddenly realize that you are no longer standing in the same place, not because you ran far away, but because your soul has silently matured through every season I have led you through. Behold, I am about to do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth, as it is written in Isaiah 43:19. This new thing does not erase your past, but gathers every experience you have walked through and lifts it into a deeper and more beautiful meaning. The joyful days, the nights of tears, the seasons of waiting, and even your slow footsteps are no longer scattered fragments. They are coming together into a gentle song for your new season. You will begin to hear maturity within your own voice. The old haste will no longer remain, nor the anxious need to prove yourself. I am making your words quieter yet brighter, gentler yet stronger. Some people grow by building cold walls around themselves, but I am teaching you to mature through gentleness. A truly strong tree does not tremble violently every time the wind arrives. It simply sends its roots deeper into the earth. You are the same, my child. Everything you have passed through is causing the roots of your soul to grow deeper in peace and trust. The righteous shall be like a tree planted by the waters, as it is written in Jeremiah 17:8. That is why the season of blooming that lies ahead of you will not quickly fade away, because it is rising from depths that have been nourished through many years. I want you to understand that the present is no longer merely a period of waiting for something to happen. It is becoming a gentle launching place for seeds that have spent enough time hidden in the soil. There are things you have prayed for over many years that are now beginning to move, not through loud noise or dramatic events that astonish the world, but through a natural unfolding, like flowers opening beneath the morning sun. I am arranging everything more beautifully than you realize. The people you need to meet will arrive at the proper time. The right opportunities will find their way to you. The doors prepared for you will open not through pressure, but through harmony and peace. He has made everything beautiful in its time, as it is written in Ecclesiastes 3:7-11. Therefore do not fear the transitions before you. I have already gone ahead of you at every turning point. Remember Joshua when he stood before the Jordan River, preparing to enter the promised land. The people were no longer wandering in the wilderness, yet they had not fully stepped into the new land either. It was a moment of transition, where the past was closing and the future beginning to open. I instructed them to move forward in faith before the waters parted. You are standing within such a moment now, my beloved child. Perhaps you cannot yet see the entire path ahead, but your soul has already begun to feel the warmth of a new season. I do not require you to understand everything. I only invite you to place your hand in mine and take one more step in trust. Then there will come a moment when the yes within your heart rises, softly yet with deep truth. Not a yes born from reluctance or strained effort, but a yes that grows naturally from a heart that has learned peace. That gentle yes will begin to bring clarity to everything within you. The things that once confused you will slowly fall into order. The fears that once held you back will fade, like morning mist beneath the sunlight. Let it be unto me according to your word, as Mary said in Luke 1:38. It was that gentle surrender that opened the way for a great miracle to enter the world. You are the same. When you yield yourself through trust and love, I will cause the things you need to come to you at the proper time. I am not calling you into your purpose through noise or display. I am leading you through simplicity and faithfulness. An early summer rain does not need to shake the heavens in order to revive the fields. It simply falls gently and carries life wherever it touches. Your life will be the same. I will use your gentleness to touch dry and weary places. I will use your quiet perseverance to build things that endure. And I will use the peaceful light within you to open the way for many others to rediscover hope. Therefore, today, my beloved child, stop fearing the new chapter that is beginning to open before you. I will never lead you into unfamiliar lands without walking beside you. The same hand holding you today will continue guiding you through every season ahead. When you keep your heart open, your hands diligent, and your eyes gentle, you will begin to see that everything is slowly fitting together with my loving precision. The knock upon the new door has already begun to sound very softly, and when you step forward in peace, you will see the sky ahead opening exactly as your soul has long sensed it, with warm, gentle, and full of promise. Just as I have been whispering to you since the very beginning, my beloved child, I do not require from you a heart that understands everything before it begins to walk. I only desire a heart willing to listen when I call. Some callings from heaven do not arrive through thunderous sounds, but through the quietness of the night, when the human heart becomes still and the ears of the soul begin to awaken. Remember Samuel as a young boy in the temple. He did not fully understand my voice, nor did he possess deep experience, or know where his journey would lead. Yet one simple response, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." As it is written in 1 Samuel 30:10, "Open the way for an entire life guided by my presence." Do you see? What creates true greatness is not always extraordinary talent or human experience, but the gentle posture of a heart willing to say, "Yes," when I quietly call. I know there are times when you look at yourself and worry that you are not wise enough, not strong enough, not prepared enough to step into what I have placed before you. But my child, I do not call you because you are already perfect. I call you because I know what I can do through a willing heart. Moses once trembled before the call because he saw his own speech as inadequate, yet I was with him and turned his obedience into a path of deliverance for an entire people. Therefore, do not let your sense of lack cause you to step back. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. As it is written in 2 Corinthians 12:9, when you place your weakness in my hands, it is no longer a barrier. It becomes the very place where my power is revealed. You do not need to understand every step of the journey in order to begin. A lamp only gives enough light for the path directly ahead. Yet the one carrying the lamp can still move forward. I am leading you with enough light for today, enough peace for this decision, and enough wisdom for the moment in which you stand. If you try to look too far ahead through anxiety, your heart will quickly grow weary. But if you keep your ear close to my voice, you will know when to step, when to wait, when to speak, and when to remain silent. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. As it is written in Psalm 119:105, I am not leaving you in darkness. I am teaching you to walk by faith instead of control. Let the yes within you grow, not from pressure, but from love. True obedience is not a chain that takes away your freedom. It is a doorway leading you into the very land where your soul was created to belong. When you obey me, you do not lose yourself. You discover your deepest identity within my loving plan. Just as Abraham left his homeland without fully knowing where he was going, yet walked because he trusted the faithfulness of the one who called him. You too are invited to follow my voice with trust. There are promises that only begin to shine when you dare to leave familiar shores and step into the current of divine guidance. I want you to stop seeking confirmation from the praise of the world. Today people may applaud you, and tomorrow they may forget you. Today they may understand you, and tomorrow they may misunderstand you. But the word I have spoken over your life does not change with the wind. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. As it is written in Matthew 24:35, the commission I have placed upon you does not need the crowd's approval in order to become real. When I have placed my hand upon you, you can walk in deep freedom, no longer living to prove your worth before every gaze. You belong to me, and that is the firmest foundation of your life. Remember David when Samuel came to anoint him. In the eyes of his family, he was only the shepherd boy out in the fields, not even called to the gathering at first. But I saw in him what others had not yet seen. I do not choose according to outward appearance, for the Lord looks at the heart. As it is written in 1 Samuel 16:9-7, you are the same, my beloved child. There may be seasons when you feel overlooked, underestimated, or not yet recognized by anyone. But I have seen you. I have known you. I called your name in the secret place before others ever recognized the gift within you. Therefore, do not lose heart when recognition is slow to arrive. What I have prepared for you is not delayed by the slowness of human approval. When you place your trust in me, the burden of trying to manufacture your own strength will fall from your shoulders. You are not the source of the light. You are the lamp I have lit. You are not the source of power. You are the vessel I continually fill. And this brings freedom to your soul, because you no longer need to strive, perform, or compete out of fear. You simply need to remain in me, and from that abiding fruit will naturally grow. I am the vine, you are the branches. As it is written in John 15:5, a branch does not force itself to bear fruit. It simply remains connected to the vine, and the life of the vine flows through it. Therefore, today, my beloved child, listen with a peaceful heart and answer, with a very small yet genuine yes. I will take care of the greater things you cannot carry on your own. I will open the right doors at the proper time, connect you with the right people, grant wisdom for each decision, and strengthen every step you take. Walk in the gentle rhythm of obedience, not hurried, not fearful, not trying to prove yourself. For this journey belongs to me, and you belong to me. And as you walk in that truth, you will become free to give generously, steadfast in trials, and complete within the purpose I have placed upon your life. My beloved child, I want you to understand that obedience is not the loss of freedom, but the entrance into the true flow of grace. When you stop trying to hold everything together through your own strength and place your trust within my hands, the doors that once seemed silent will begin to open softly. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Like dawn touching the earth after a long night, there are things you once struggled to accomplish through worry that will suddenly fall into place when you whisper a peaceful yes. The right people will appear. The right opportunities will arrive in their season. And the answers that once seemed distant will become clear before you. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. As it is written in Proverbs 3:5, I am not asking you to stop thinking or to abandon wisdom. I am simply inviting you to place your wisdom beneath the light of trust in me. There are souls who believe obedience is something heavy and restrictive. But I want you to discover its quiet beauty. Obedience is like the breathing of someone who lives in peace. You do not struggle in order to breathe. You simply open yourself and receive life. In the same way, when you learn to live in surrender to my voice, everything within you begins to move into harmony. Your mind is no longer stretched by endless anxiety. Your heart no longer feels forced to carry every burden alone. And from that place of rest, creativity, courage, and wisdom begin to flow like a clear stream of living water. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. As it is written in Matthew 11:30, what I place upon your life is not meant to crush you, but to lead you into a fuller and richer life. I do not wait for great moments before teaching you obedience. I am quietly shaping you through the smallest moments of each day. When you choose peace instead of allowing fear to rule you, you are learning obedience. When you choose forgiveness instead of bitterness, you are learning obedience. When you continue to hope even without seeing results, you are learning obedience. Each of those small choices is like the first steps of someone learning to walk a long journey. By the time you stand before the greater crossroads of your life, the feet of your soul will already be familiar with the rhythm of faith. Whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much. As it is written in Luke 16:10, I do not abandon you before great responsibilities. I prepare you day by day with patient and loving care. Remember Naaman, the mighty commander who suffered from the terrible disease of leprosy. When the prophet Elisha told him to go wash 7 times in the Jordan River, the instructions seemed far too simple and beneath his expectations. At first, his pride resisted it, but the moment he chose to obey that small and humble act, healing came. Do you see, my child? Miracles often do not begin with grand displays, but with one simple act of surrender. I do not require you to understand everything before you begin to walk. I only ask you to trust that I am leading you towards something better. When the word yes truly begins to grow within you, your soul will start changing from the inside out. That transformation will not always arrive through overwhelming emotions, but like a seed quietly breaking open beneath the soil. On the outside, no one may yet see anything, but within you, life is already moving powerfully. You will notice yourself becoming calmer before the things that once unsettled you. You will begin to see the light within your heart more clearly and hear the song within your spirit more purely. This is because obedience opens new depths of grace. Unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. As it is written in John 12:24, some old things must be laid down in trust, so that new life may begin to grow. I also want you to know that when you live in obedience, you no longer need to prove your worth through striving or struggle. My presence itself will become your confirmation. A door I open no one can shut, and a path I prepare will never become lost among the crowd. This brings freedom to your soul. You no longer have to live in fear of being forgotten or falling behind others. You will know that you are walking within a rhythm established by love itself. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. As it is written in Exodus 14:14, there are battles you do not need to win through force. They only require you to stand firm in trust. Then, there will come a time when it feels as though dawn is slowly spreading across your soul. The past will no longer weigh you down like a burden. It will become fertile soil for growth. Your old experiences will blend into the present, like water nourishing the roots of a tree before its season of blooming. You will realize that every stirring I planted within your heart has been preparing to blossom into flowers, carrying their own unique fragrance. Nothing has been wasted. No lesson has been meaningless. I am using all of it to open the next horizon within your journey. Therefore today, my beloved child, do not fear the call of obedience. Do not believe that by saying yes to me, you will lose the best parts of yourself. On the contrary, it is within that yes that you will discover the most beautiful version of your soul. I am leading you into a place of light where everything begins to fit together through the perfect gentleness of divine purpose. And as you continue walking in trust, you will discover that my ordering of your life is not only right, it is filled with beauty, filled with peace, and filled with a love far beyond anything you once imagined. My beloved child, there are moments so gentle that heaven itself is moving around your life. When you feel within your heart a quiet calling, like the first sunlight touching a window, still covered with morning dew, it is not merely a passing emotion that fades away. It is the moment I am awakening your soul from old layers of weariness and inviting you into a new rhythm of life. I do not call you through noises that bring fear or panic. I call you through a deep peace that causes your heart to know it is time to rise. Awake, O sleeper, and Christ will shine on you, as it is written in Ephesians 5:9-14. That light does not force itself upon you, but spreads slowly and gently like dawn widening across the sky after a long night. Rise up first of all, not by running quickly or doing something grand. I want you to rise from within, from the place where your soul no longer sways beneath fear, but begins to stand upright in peace. When your heart is restored to its rightful place within me, the things that once felt tangled will slowly begin to find harmony. You will be surprised to see the pieces of your life gently fitting together, an idea arriving at the right moment, an encounter bringing confirmation, a door opening once you stop trying to force it through your own strength. Be still and know that I am God. As it is written in Psalm 46:10, it is within that quiet trust that I make you realize you have never walked alone. Remember Elijah when he fled in fear and exhaustion into the wilderness. He believed he was completely drained. Yet I did not rebuke him or force him to rise immediately. First I gave him rest. I gave him bread and water. Only then did I gently call him forward again. Do you see, my child? I do not raise you up through pressure, but through love. There are times when the most sacred thing you need is not a great miracle, but a gentle touch reminding your soul that it is loved and has never been abandoned. Therefore, when I call you to rise, do not hear it as a heavy demand. Hear it as a gentle invitation to step back into the light I have already placed within you. I also want you to understand that true awakening always begins through small and faithful things. A person who has awakened does not necessarily do things that capture the attention of the whole world. Often they simply begin to live differently, working with deeper devotion, treating others with greater kindness, and holding on to truth within every small decision. A word of encouragement you offer to someone who is weary, a letter of gratitude written with sincerity, or a loving phone call made at the right moment. All of these are the footsteps of someone walking in the light. Whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much. As it is written in Luke 16:10, it is through these small steps that the greater things I have prepared begin to unfold. I do not need you to display yourself in order for your light to be seen. True light does not need to shout. When a lamp is properly lit, darkness naturally retreats. Your life is the same. Whenever you choose beauty instead of bitterness, integrity instead of compromise, kindness instead of coldness, you allow the light within you to step out and touch the world. I will enlarge your influence not through noise, but through the depth of your character. The right doors will open with the softest sound, and your soul will immediately recognize that it is my leading. You are the light of the world, as it is written in Matthew 5:14. Wherever I place you, there will be more peace because you are there. Remember Dorcas, the woman in the book of Acts who quietly sewed garments for the poor and cared for the widows around her. She was not known for power or position, yet her life was filled with light, because every small thing she did was done with love. When she died, those she had helped wept for her and held up the garments she had made as testimony to her kindness. Do you see? My beloved child, there are lives that never need great recognition, yet still touch heaven through enduring compassion. I am teaching you to live in the same way, so that everything you do carries the fragrance of life. As you continue walking in that gentle faithfulness, the path before you will gradually become clearer. You will no longer feel as though you are wandering through darkness. Every small step of obedience will become another lamp, shining along the road ahead, and then you will realize that awakening is not a brief emotional moment, but a life being renewed day by day within my presence. The path of the righteous grows brighter and brighter until the fullness of day. As it is written in Proverbs 4:18, therefore today, my beloved child, rise in peace rather than fear. Walk in trust rather than under the pressure of proving yourself. I am very near to you, and my hand still rests upon your shoulder as a gentle assurance that this journey does not belong to you alone. And as you continue taking small steps with integrity and a loving heart, you will begin to see what I prepared long ago, starting to bloom around your life gently at the right time and beautifully, like seeds receiving rain after a long season of drought. My beloved child, when you truly rise into the light I prepared for you, you will no longer live like someone wandering in search of validation from every pair of eyes around you. Your identity will no longer be built upon praise or the passing approval of the world, but firmly established upon the words I have spoken over your life. You will know who you are even on days when no one applauds you. You will walk with the peace of someone who knows they are exactly where I intended them to be. I have called you by your name. You are mine. As it is written in Isaiah 43:1, when a soul truly knows it belongs to me, it stops striving to be seen and begins living to bring light to others. I did not call you to become the center of attention. I called you to become an instrument of love. In places filled with tension, you will carry gentleness. In places where people have lost their direction, you will bring steadiness through the way you live. In places where hearts have grown weary through despair, you will sow hope not only through words, but through tangible acts and sincere presence. You are the salt of the earth, as it is written in Matthew 5:13. Salt does not draw attention to itself, yet it quietly brings flavor and preserves things from decay. Your life is the same. My child, I want you to exist within this world through the depth of kindness and enduring peace. As you walk within this divine ordering, I will bring the right people at the right time and the right partnerships aligned with what I am unfolding through your life. There will be people who recognize the gift I have placed within you and join you in building something beautiful. There will be ideas that arrive like sudden light at dawn, and within your heart, you will know they are my guidance. You no longer need to force yourself through doors that were never meant for you, because what belongs to you will come in peace at the appointed time. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, as it is written in Psalm 23:5. When I prepare something for you, no one can take it from your hands. I will also shape your character through the passing years. You will become calmer without becoming passive, humbler without becoming weak, gentler, yet also wiser. This is the beauty of a soul that has walked with me through many seasons. Just as an olive tree produces richer oil as it matures with age, you too will grow deeper through every experience placed within my hands. Others will find within you a sense of safety they cannot fully explain. Not because you possess every answer, but because my peace dwells within you. The wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, as it is written in James 3:17. I am teaching you a kind of strength that knows how to bend down and lift others up rather than stand high in order to be praised. Remember Barnabas, the one called the son of encouragement. He was not the most prominent among the apostles, yet I used his quiet encouragement to strengthen many people along their journey of faith. It was Barnabas who saw potential in Saul when others still feared and doubted him. Do you see, my beloved child? Some souls are called to become a safe place of support for others. I am shaping you in the same way, not through the pressure of having to save everyone, but through a presence that knows how to listen, how to encourage, and how to love at the right time, so that this light will not fade during long seasons. I am teaching you to preserve the sacred breaths of the soul, listening, obedience, and generosity. When you listen to me in quietness, your mind will no longer be dragged away by meaningless noise. When you obey in small things, your footsteps will slowly align with the peaceful rhythm of divine purpose. And when you learn to share what I have given you, the flow of grace will not remain trapped within you, but will continue flowing outward to others. Whoever refreshes others will himself be refreshed, as it is written in Proverbs 11:10-25. I do not want you to keep your light for yourself alone. I want that light to become cool water for many weary and thirsty souls. Therefore, my beloved child, continue building healthy in life, giving rhythms for your life. A short but sincere prayer in the morning, one specific act of gratitude at the close of the day, a task completed with care and excellence, a kind act done without needing anyone to notice. These things are like warm stones I am using to build the inner house of your soul, and I, like a wise architect, am arranging everything in its proper place, opening windows so light may enter, raising walls strong enough to protect, and shaping the house of your life into a resting place for many weary hearts. Then there will come a day when you look back and realize that the awakening I planted within you was never merely a passing emotion, but a new life growing steadily day by day, a life whose foundation is peace, whose rhythm is obedience, and whose fruit is love. From that place, you will change the world not through the noise of power, but through the quiet strength of a presence filled with my light. And I will rejoice as I watch you walk in the very beauty I have been quietly nurturing within you since the beginning. My beloved child, within this stillness filled with light, I want you to pause for a moment and look back upon the road you have traveled with new eyes. There were days when you believed you were walking through a fog, with no clear way out. There were moments when you felt left behind, so different that it seemed impossible to fully belong in the world around you. But now, as the light of understanding slowly spreads across your soul, you are beginning to realize that not a single moment of your journey was meaningless. Every trial you endured, every long season of waiting, every silent tear became another stone I placed beneath your feet to lift you into a deeper level of maturity. All things work together for good to those who love God, as it is written in Romans 8:28. What once filled you with confusion is now becoming proof that I never removed my hand from your life, not even for a single moment. I was there during the nights when you quietly wondered why nothing had changed yet. I was also there in the mornings when you forced yourself to smile, even while your heart was weary. And even when you could not feel me near, my hand was still silently arranging every detail around you like a patient craftsman weaving a precious tapestry. There were doors I closed to protect you from things not meant for your season yet. There were silences I allowed to linger so the roots of your soul could grow deeper into peace. Do you see, my child? My providence is not only present in great and extraordinary things, but also within the smallest details of your life. All the days ordained for me were written in your book. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. As it is written in Psalm 139:16, not a single step you have taken has ever fallen outside that gentle care. Now, I want you to keep your heart soft toward the new movements I am unfolding before you. Do not think the awakening you experienced was merely an emotional moment that passed away. No, my beloved child, it was the first doorway leading you into a deeper and brighter life. I am calling you from one dawn into another, from one level of understanding into the next. Every new season will reveal another part of the beauty within the design I prepared for you. And as you walk within that light, you will realize that you are not only leaving behind old darkness, but also becoming someone who carries light into the world around you. You are the light of the world. As it is written in Matthew 5:14, that light does not come from your own striving, but from my presence shining through your life. I also do not want you to ever underestimate what I have placed within you. Your gentleness, your ability to listen, your compassion, your creativity, and the unique differences that make you who you are. There may have been times when you thought these things were too small to make any real impact. But I tell you this, those gentle gifts will reach places that loud strength never could. Remember the boy with the 5 loaves and 2 fish. In human eyes, it was far too little, but once placed into my hands, it became enough to feed thousands. You are the same, my child, when you offer me what you have with a heart of obedience. I will multiply it far beyond anything you ever imagined. Therefore, let obedience become the gentle melody that nourishes each day of your life. Not obedience born from fear, but obedience flowing from love and trust. When you choose to follow my voice in small things, I will naturally expand the influence of your life in ways you do not have to force. A word of encouragement you offer today may heal a heart standing on the edge of despair. A quiet act of faithfulness today may open a path for generations yet to come. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. As it is written in Zechariah 40:10, heaven often begins great things through very small seeds planted in love. Remember Esther, the woman I placed in exactly the right position during a time of great uncertainty. At first she saw herself only as an ordinary young woman within a vast palace. But then I helped her understand that she had been placed there for such a time as this. You are the same, my beloved child. I have led you through every season, every trial, and every silence, not by accident, but to prepare you for the role I uniquely designed for you. Do not fear your differences anymore. Do not fear the hardships you have passed through. Do not fear even the quiet seasons that once confused you. All of them are working together to create a picture far greater than what you can currently see. As you continue walking with a peaceful heart, you will begin to realize that my divine ordering has always been flowing around your life, like an unseen river full of life. There are things you do not yet fully understand today, but in time, every line and detail will become clear. You will see that whatever I removed was only to make room for something better suited for you. Whatever I kept back was to protect you, and whatever I am now opening before you will lead you into the place where your soul can truly flourish. Behold, I make all things new. As it is written in Revelation 21:5, I am not merely repairing broken pieces from the past. I am creating something entirely new from the very journey of your life. Therefore, today, my beloved child, do not carry these words merely as a beautiful feeling only to let them fade away. Carry instead a deep conviction that you have been called by name, set apart, and sent forth to reflect my beauty within this world. Walk as one who has been transformed, live like a lamp set upon a hill that cannot be hidden. And as you continue living through the light I have planted within you, you will not only discover your truest self, but you will also help many others realize that there is a God who is always good, always gentle, always faithful, and always making all things new through a love that never runs dry for you. My beloved child, I hear every word you lift up to me like a gentle fragrance, rising through the peaceful heavens. And my heart rejoices as I see your soul learning how to rest within my tender design. Do not think those small prayers disappear into silent emptiness. Every word you whisper is treasured by me like precious dew resting upon a morning field. When you ask to walk in step with my will, I myself am softening your heart so you may recognize the beauty of heavenly guidance. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. As it is written in Proverbs 3:5, you do not need to know the entire path ahead in order to live in peace. You only need to know that the one holding your hand is faithful. I will teach you how to listen for what is beautiful and good within a world filled with noise. There are small things that carry the light of heaven. A sincere word of encouragement, a quiet moment of stillness, a smile given at the right time. When your heart learns to see through grateful eyes, you will begin to notice me, whispering through countless simple things around you. And amid the constant movement of life, I will keep you within a deep current of peace, where your mind is no longer carried away by fear or hurry. You will keep in perfect peace the one whose mind is steadfast. As it is written in Isaiah 26:3, it is within that peace that you will hear my calling more clearly than any other noise. I will also give you a humble spirit, so you may receive every opportunity as grace, rather than as something to fight for. A humble heart always leaves room for me to pour in more light and wisdom. Remember Mary, the young woman who softly answered, "Let it be unto me," before something far beyond her understanding. It was that simple surrender that opened the way for the greatest miracle to enter humanity. You are the same, my child. There are doors that open only for those who know how to bow and trust, instead of trying to control everything through their own strength. When you place your hands within mine, I will lead you to the right place at the right time, and toward the very souls I desire you to encounter. Do not fear walking slowly, as long as your steps remain within the light. I did not call you to race against others. I called you to remain faithful to the portion of the journey I have given you. Some souls move so quickly that they lose their peace along the way. But I am teaching you to walk slowly and steadily, like a gardener who understands that beautiful flowers need time to take root and bloom in their proper season. There is a time appointed for everything. As it is written in Ecclesiastes 3:1, "Therefore, make beautiful the place where you stand today." Sow love within your family, your work, and the small encounters of daily life. Do not think these things are too little. Heaven often begins great transformations through the quietest seeds. I hear your prayer to become a gentle instrument within my hands, and I will use the tenderness you continue to preserve to touch many souls who have grown dry from a lack of love. Some hearts will rediscover hope simply through the peaceful presence they find in you. Some people will encounter saving love not through long sermons, but through sincere eyes, warm words, and the way you choose to live uprightly within a changing world. Let your light shine before others, as it is written in Matthew 5:16. That light does not need to be dazzling in order to be seen. It only needs to remain genuine and steadfast. I will also engrave deeply within your heart the truth that you were set apart not to stand above others in pride, but to become a bridge connecting hearts to love and truth. A bridge does not exist merely to be admired, but to carry others toward a more peaceful shore. You are the same. The gifts I have placed within you, sensitivity, kindness, ability to listen, creativity, and faithfulness, were all given so you could serve. And when you use them through love, your life will become a gentle testimony of my presence within this world. I am deeply pleased to hear you ask for eyes that can recognize beauty within small things. For those who learn to treasure the small will begin to see miracles everywhere. A ray of sunlight resting upon your hand, a quietly answered prayer, an ordinary day filled with peace. All of these are signs of grace. Keep gratitude flowing through your soul like clear and living water each day. In everything give thanks, as it is written in 1 Thessalonians 5:18. Gratitude will keep your heart soft even through seasons of trial. When you work, I will teach you to labor with a spirit of worship rather than mere obligation. When you speak, I will cause your words to carry healing warmth instead of the sharpness that wounds. And even when you remain silent, I will use that silence to strengthen the quiet depth and clarity growing within you. Remember Joseph, who remained faithful even during the hidden years within prison before stepping into the position I had prepared for him. It was his faithfulness in secrecy that made him ready for greater things. You are the same, my beloved child. I am preparing you through each ordinary day, so that in the appointed time, the fruit of your life will bloom more beautifully than you ever imagined. And now, As you place your entire life into my hands with complete trust and surrender, rest in this truth. I will not lead you down the wrong path. I will guide you to the right place, the right people, the right season, and the right purpose. Your footsteps no longer need to wander through loneliness, because my providence is already going before you to prepare the way. Continue living through that gentle obedience. Let joy become your song, and let peace become the rhythm of your steps. Then you will see your life blossom like a garden watered by a river that never runs dry. A garden that brings glory to my name through every breath, every deed, and every season you walk through.